last week, and they have kids. There he is, Chef Brad.
Stayed on spirit.
morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Stayed on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Or as my brother would say, bless-alleluia, bless-alleluia. Good morning, CSL Simi Valley.
Morning, Rev.
Oh my goodness, so much going on. You know, I made the mistake that I make so many times this time of year. I was talking to my brother. It's so cold. He said, you know, I'm about to hang up on you. There's a foot of snow and it's 12 degrees. I'm complaining about it being snow. We're so blessed. We're so blessed. And we got to do our prayer work and send out our hearts. As you know, those folks in the Midwest, the Ohio and the Ohio Valley and the Mississippi Valley, and, you know, say what you want about the, no, don't say what you want. This is, when you get the tornado that's been on the ground the longest ever, when the 10 hottest years are the last 10 years since they've been taking records of such things, you kind of have to start thinking, just maybe, more than maybe, right? So we do our prayer work definitely for the folks that are in Kentucky, Illinois, Mississippi, Arkansas, those states that dealt with those heavy tornadoes. And you know, we don't reach out with our dollars and cents as a community that often, that far away. But we do things right here close to home. As you know, with the adoptive family, we wanted 25. We ended up doing 40 families. 40 families. They said 20. And 7 of our own community members will also receive a Secret Santa gift as a result of the monies that we raised for that. And then every year we do the B. Thompson Award. And the applications are out on the table out in the lending library, or the giving library. It's really more a giving library. That library, that's another thing we do here. Those library books in there, if you see something and you like it, take it. It's yours. If you want to bring it back, that's fine. If you read it and you really like it and you want to give it to somebody else, that's even better. That's where we got the idea for the library from. See, when Dr. Holmes passed, people were quite surprised that he had such a small library. Because what he would do is he'd read a book and he'd go, oh my God, John, you've got to read this book. And he would just give it away. So he didn't have that big of a library. So that's how our library works as well. We just give it away. Another thing we do is we give away money every year. Now, a couple years ago, we had our Spirit Awards. We gave a check for over $4,600 we gave out to local charities. This year's Spirit Award, because we didn't do one last year because of COVID, this year we'll be giving out our largest single award that we've ever done, $9,500. Now, what the trustees have done in the past years is we've had, because we didn't get a lot of applications, we were able to split the award so it was still significant, then give it to 2 different organizations, because that's still a good amount of money. $2,500 is not bad, but $9,500. Now, if you put a lot of different folks in, then the board will figure out how to distribute that money. But if we don't get that many, we might all go to one. Now, years ago, we gave our whole award to the Surrey Optimist, and they used that money to do branding and increase their membership. And when I called recently to say, do you guys want to have your name back in the application, the assistant director said, no, your money that you gave us put us on the map, and we now have such a bank of good dedicated donors that we really want you to do that for some other organization. That's the impact of our giving. And I was speaking with John Waterhouse, who was the former field president of our organization. I've spoken with David Alexander about it, Steve Burton, our former executive director, our chief operating officer of our organization. And I said, do you know other centers that give this kind of money to anybody. The only other center they could think of that does this is Mile High.
Wow.
How many members does Mile High have?
A lot. Yeah.
A lot. They have so many members that they have 11 candlelight services every year. They have 7 Easter services every year. That's how many members they have. And they still have 1,200, they have 1,600 seats in their sanctuary. And they still have to have 11 candlelight services? And we give money in excess sometimes per capita than they do. So just, you know my favorite thing to do, right? Hands up, at the elbow. Yeah, baby, we doing it at CSL Simi Valley. That's how we, so give us the applications, fill out, look for a nonprofit that we can help put them on the map for the future, okay? All right, so that's how we do our vision and our mission statement. Let's remind ourselves of it right here and now. Here it is. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Welcome, John.
I wore my Christmas mask. Goes with the shirt. So here's what we do. And as we do so many times, I begin with gratitude. Gratitude for this center, gratitude for this service, which is already a success. Gratitude for each participant in this service, for the ministers, for the practitioners, for the musicians, for the sound team, for the ushers, and for each one of you that walks through this door, knowing that all are working together in harmony to create an inspired service, one that lifts everyone who comes through those doors up just a little. And if this is a time of year that might be challenging for you, what I know is that this service is a light upon your path. Grateful that it is here to bring that joy, to lift up each and every one who comes through the door. Grateful for all of that. And I release my word into the law. And so it is. And now... And here's our affirmation for the day. I'll read it once, and then I'll invite you to read it with me. When I pause, allowing time for my steeping in Spirit's wisdom, my perfect path is revealed to me. Together? When I pause, allowing time for steeping in Spirit's wisdom, my perfect path is revealed to me. So I decided, it's been a while since I read anything from my book. and I thought I remembered one that was appropriate for today's message. So it's entitled, Time is My Friend. The universe does not rush or delay. The universe unfolds with perfect timing. It knows when each step of the evolving emergence of creation is to manifest, and it does it with ease and grace. The divine plan has a completely harmonious relationship with time. There is no struggle, no need to hurry or waste time waiting. Each step knows its time to appear. This is the nature of the universe. This is the nature of God. This is my nature. I have a loving and harmonious relationship with time. I am a wizard of time and space, and time is my friend. When I live each moment as the most important moment of my life, I experience an aliveness that is indescribable. For this moment is truly the only moment I ever have. Knowing that I am immortal now and always, I choose to live every moment fully. When I am friendly to this moment is friendly to me. I choose to be positive, no matter what the apparent condition that presents itself. I see beyond the physical condition and know that my perception can and does change my reality and the world. For this knowledge, I am fully grateful. I bless this moment and release it for a free exchange of energy with the divine, perfectly unfolding universe. Thank you, God.
This morning we are blessed to have our sister Coco Dolenz in the house. Come on up, Coco. Yeah, let's give her a nice round of applause.
Hello. How's everybody doing? So sometimes metaphysical ministers have interesting topic titles. Be much easier if it was just we're going to sing about Jesus or something. But we did find one. It has to do with steeping. It has to do with going deeper. Steep in that, like the affirmation said. So get ready. Okay. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. So get ready, my soul. Now everything I've ever done, and everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, and every dream I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here to this life that I see so clearly now. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. 'cause I'm diving in to the greatest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. So get ready, my soul. Here I go, closer, closer, closer than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my very source. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in, get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the greatest love of all, to the sweetest life of all. So get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Coco Dolenz.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say, Coco and I, we discussed this morning, we actually have a little history. I started at the North Hollywood Church when her dad was minister there a few years ago. But it's time for the gap, the God awareness place, 3 minutes of silent meditation. And I get to ring the gong.
Be still, be still, in quiet and in peace. We know the joy and wonder of release. In my Father's house, all trouble disappears. In this sacred place, there is no doubt or fear. Be still, be still. Unceasingly we pray, aware that love will guide us on our way. The truth has set us free in peace and harmony. So it is, and so we let it be.
Thank you, Coco. And I invite you all to develop your own meditation practice. Namaste.
Well, Coco, that was so sweet. And thank you for bringing that tune in. That was something that, at some of the other Science of Mind centers I've been, and some of the more historic ones, they sing that on a regular basis. And I bet you also know Open My Heart. Open My Eyes.
Open my eyes that I may see fullness of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hands a wonderful key that opens the door and sets us free. Silently now I work with thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine.
Woo! That's church Science of Mind style. That's church Science of Mind style. Thank you so much. All right, so since you got on me about the non-traditional talk titles, I thought we'd bring in some traditional. I thought, yes, right? Yes, yes, yes. You know, you guys know, by now, the Trekkie thing. Yeah. So, right? And whenever Jean-Luc Picard had to think about something, what did he do? He walked over to the replicator, and what did he say?
Earl Grey.
Hot. Yes, Earl Grey hot. That's where this came from, because this is all about that moment where we get to dive in, where we get to steep in the divine. And of course, tea is magical stuff. Anybody watch Last Tango in Halifax? You ever seen that? It's a wonderful show. I think it might be a Netflix. I don't know. It's streaming somewhere. It's a cute story about childhood lovers that separated because a letter was not delivered, and they meet up 50 years later, and they pick up right where they left off. And their whole family's freaked out because they decide to get married. Here, these 70-plus folks are, running around buying new Lexuses and traveling places. And they're like, have you lost your minds? Yes, and we still love each other. And every time there's something coming up, they would just go, would you like tea? Fall off a horse. You want tea? Break up with somebody. You want tea? Lose your money. You want tea? There's something about tea that is magical. And of course, now Earl Grey is a very interesting tea. It's named after who? Right. Earl of Grey. Earl Charles of Grey II. Earl Grey the First was, we're not talking about him. But Earl Grey the Second, now this I just love this. I love Earl Grey personally, and I like bergamot, which is a great essential oil if you want to use that. And this tea was given to Earl Grey II from China, from a ruler in China, because Earl Grey II's emissary in China saved the Chinese ambassador, and as a gift, he sent this tea to England. And when the tea ran out, Earl Grey says, "This stuff's so good, can you make it?" Well, they didn't have bergamot. I mean, they didn't have the kind of citrus that they used in the tea in China, so they replaced it with bergamot, and that became the Earl Grey tea. And this same Charles Earl Grey II also was the Prime Minister of Britain at the time when they outlawed slavery. So I was like, I like this guy. I'm down with that. I'm drinking Earl Grey all the time. That's your little Earl Grey history. But, it's also the idea about just stopping for a moment, a little tea time, like a little British form of siesta, makes a lot of sense in the crazy world that we live in, the rush world that we live in. Because if we think and act from that rushed place, that becomes our demonstration. So when we're throwing in bad data, when we're throwing in nervous energy, we're revealing ourselves in a life that's going to demonstrate nervous conditions. It's going to demonstrate unfull possibilities. We're going to not have the absolute thing. Our thinking becomes our demonstration. That's what we know in the science of mind teaching. Our experiences are quite frequently the product of our self-contemplation. And the more time we spend in contemplation, the more aligned we can be to the thinking that comes out to our life. We're racing around. We're racing around in the now moment so much. I mean, right now, this is that time of year when racing seems to be part of the whole deal, that we're just going from here to here, looking for the best deals. Now, not as much as it used to be. I think COVID has actually helped us to reset a little bit, but there's still that energy begins to flow somewhat. And everything is happening right now. Always, everything happens right now. So why should we rush into the now results? Why can't we just slow down and look for the best results? Because if we work from that frantic place, we're going to get the less best result. Our mind, that powerful thing, it's our doorway to the best experience of life we can have. It's all doorways. And when we think of mind in science of mind, we also think of it as the divine presence. It's not just my mind, your mind, but it's the divine mind. We are of that mind, and it is our threshold, it is our passageway into our next great experience, when we could just stop for a minute and unplug and go into that unlimited place of possibility. We can go into that place of expansion, where our expression can be more full and more complete. And I talked about it here with the B. Thompson thing. It just dawned on me that it wasn't, it's interesting, we didn't do it last year. We sat on it a little bit, and now we've got double the amount of money to give. And a little bit of time, a little bit of thinking, a little bit of pausing, and something amazing can come forth in our lives. Dr. Holmes talks about this power of the mind when he says, the law of mind as quickly creates one form as another for us, and we must allow the patterns of our thought to become molded from the highest sense of reality we possess. Are you possessing the highest sense of reality that's available to you? That's the question. Are we just taking it from, just running, shooting from the hip, so to speak? I'm going to have to work on some new metaphors, because, I don't want to do shooting from the hips. Like, I don't ever say God shot. I know that the God shot idea comes from a shot of glass, the alcoholic saying, I got a God shot, and they don't want to do, say. But I don't think God shoots anybody. I think God kisses, so I'm calling them God kisses. So now I need a new one for shoot from the hip. Kiss from the hip. That might get me in trouble in some areas. I'll work on that off time. I'll work on that next time I'm having a cup of Earl Grey hot. I'll think about that one. But I do know that this quote really speaks to me, because if I want to allow the patterns of my thought to reach into the highest sense of reality, then I need to really dive into what is that pattern of thought. In science of mind, we spend a lot of time separating the belief from the believer. What are you believing about your life? And if that belief about your life, and this is why we'll have many more classes in 2022. Everybody's had vacation for a year and a half. We're going to get back into classes so we can really dive into some of this stuff. Because if you look at your belief system, your BS, you will see your BS. Right? So when we're talking about getting to this highest sense of reality, it's about stopping for a moment. It's about brewing yourself a cup of tea, putting the tea bag in there, and letting it sit for 3 minutes so its best flavor can come out. Sit. This is, it's not an accident that we sit for 3 minutes in meditation. One is because it's soul, body, and mind. It's a triune nature. But it's also that same kind of time that we need to just representing sitting still so the best flavor of our lives can come forth. And we have this access to stillness, always. We choose that. And that's where we can receive this guidance from the Most High. In the British Navy, they actually have something called the still signal. When they're on the boat and everything's going crazy and nobody knows what's going on, the captain can alert the still signal. And every sailor on the ship at that moment will stop, assess their situation, see what they're doing, think about what's around them, and then move forward into the next best response for the current situation. We need to have that for ourselves. A still signal to just stop and get still. Because we don't really think about doing this. We even, talking about, like I was talking about shoot from the hip, think about how we live our lives. We want to carve out time for meditation. Like this violent relationship to time. We got to carve it out to have we got to have some surgery of time so we can have a little time to ourselves. Maybe not. How about just welcome a moment of stillness into our lives? Wade Mueller talks about this in that wonderful book about enough, where he says life of being and having and doing enough, where he says, let us stop for a moment. Let us explore ourselves and one another. Let us rest a while in stillness. Be still, says the psalmist, and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that you are of God. You are of the divine. In that moment of stillness, it's so special. It's so sweet. And only you can experience it for yourself. That's why we talk about the gap. It's such a lovely place when we can fall into the gap, that space between thoughts and ideas. Something will arise there in the darkness, in the no-thingness, so full of everything, full of all something, in the quiet mind where we can still ourselves and watch our breaths. When we can watch our breaths and match the divine breath. It can be the breath of the universe we can watch. It can be the breath of nature. Watching a leaf flicker on a tree. My mother and I used to climb trees together. She was a great pal. My mom was a great pal. We would sit in a tree and just watch the ants crawling up in the trees. Or sit outside in the evening and watch the moths flicker around the flame. We'd go to the beach and watch the waves come in and go out. And just share stories, and she'd make me laugh and tell me all kinds of crazy stories. But when we can match God's breath in nature in those kind of moments, we allow ourselves to move away from all the resistances to what we think we can't do. When you see a little bitty ant hauling off some big old rock that's 10 times its own weight, and you stop and look at that and you think, man, if that thing can do that, I can do amazing things with my own consciousness. That's how it works. We break away from our resistance, but it happens when we access our stillness. And it's especially, as I said a minute ago, it's especially important this time of year. Am I the only one who's done this? Where is my package? It said, click and you will receive it within 5. If you click within the next 2 hours, you will receive it tomorrow. And it didn't come tomorrow. Where is Amazon? What's up with my package? Crazy. Like I need it anyway. Half the stuff that I buy on Amazon, I just could return it. I got it somewhere else if I just look through the junk, you know? It's crazy. Crazy. Maybe I'm alone in this. I don't know. You know? And then they have that silly algorithm where you buy something, 7 other people that bought this also bought that. Oh, that looks like I should have that too. My goodness. You know, there was this guy named Josh. He was a very successful executive in Chicago, and he bought himself a brand new Tesla. He was racing down the road in his brand new Tesla. You know, but he knew he was on a residential street, you know. He was noticing that there were kids out, and so as he would pass by cars, he kind of would just keep his eye out, just in case there might be 2 little legs standing by the side of the car, balls that might come out or something. So he felt like he was being careful enough. All of a sudden, he sees these 2 little legs, and so he slows down just a little bit, but he keeps, you know, he's got places to go. He's got things to do, people to see. He's a businessman. Got places to go. So he slows down a little bit, and as he goes past his 2 little legs, he sees the hand go up, but he just sort of out of the blink of his eye. And next thing he hears, bang! What? And he looks, the kid has thrown a brick at his car and has dented the door of his brand new Tesla. You know what happened next. You know, he put that thing in reverse and it's beep, 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 because it doesn't go vroom anymore. Beep, 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 beep. It backs up, and he gets out of the car, and he runs over and grabs a little kid. What the hell? What are you thinking about? That's my brand new, do you know that car costs me 80 grand? And he's just livid. And the little boy starts crying. Don't think those tears are going to have any matter to me. Where's your parents? He goes, no, my little brother, he's in a wheelchair, and he fell over, and I cannot get him back in the chair. Nobody would stop for me. Nobody would stop for me. And he's like, okay, where is he? And he helps him put the brother back in the wheelchair, and he gets back in his car, goes about his way. But he never fixed the dent in that car because it reminded him, take it easy, slow down, be still. Doesn't have to be a stone in the side of your Tesla. But Ernest Holmes does talk about this. He says it's not position or power. It's peace of mind which the world needs. You know, it's not driving fast, having fancy cars, or having the best job. It's peace of mind that the world needs. And we find that peace of mind when we stop, boil a little water, let the boiling cool a little bit before you put your tea bag in. Don't put your tea bag in boiling water. That's not good for it. You know. I'm a little tea master about that stuff. Cover it so it steeps really nicely. And all these metaphors, these are all metaphors for how we do it. You know, when you want to meditate, have a space for it. Make it sacred. Maybe put down a virgin wool cloth or a piece of silk. Both of them are very good for meditating on because those are recycled materials, you know, the silkworms and the sheep that keeps growing the wool. So you put the wool down, maybe get a candle, and sit. Now, we talk about doing it like that because it builds a practice. So we're practitioners. We all are practitioners. So we get to practice this. And when you do that for a while, after a while it becomes body nature, and then you can do it at any moment, in the grocery store, when you go to the sidewalk and the package is not there, whatever situation it might be, you know, you can get to that place where you can automatically still yourself. Because that's where peace of mind is found. And when one touches that area, you've reached an inner intimacy. Into me, I see, right? I mean, into yourself. This is yes, we give to others, absolutely. But when you give to another, it feels good in the self. And since we are to love thy neighbor as thyself, when I feel that sense of love within me for what I do that is good, then the other person can feel it too. This is why what we're doing has an impact on others. We touch a hidden, tender feeling inside. And it's hidden by our busyness. It's hidden by our rush nature. But in that slowing down, we lean into the stillness a little bit, where truth can speak to us, a light shines, and we become illuminated in a whole new way, a whole beautiful way, when we allow our eyes to soften. You've seen that happen when you talk to somebody. It happened to Josh when the little boy looked at him. His eyes went from fierce to soft, and his heart opened. When you understand, when you relate to another person, when you're just with that other person, even in the midst of an angry person, you can soften yourself and soften your heart and soften your eyes. And then you can see the other person soften too. We have that kind of power within ourselves, and it comes from having a stillness, from being down into that place where we can lighten our gaze and work through life without worry or distraction, be completely focused, because we've pushed the din of the world aside, the hum of humanity aside for a minute, just to be purely focused on this moment now. And it comes first from that place of deep stillness. And there's such a beautiful payoff, because embodying this idea is where you find the peace of mind that I'm talking about. And there's an experience there. There's like this inner quickening. You know, the ancients talk about this inner quickening. What is this inner quickening? It's this thing inside that's like almost an instantaneous relationship with the divine. It shows up for you. And it shows up in that stillness. It shows up as a rush of spirit where you feel elated, you know. And all of a sudden, the bills that are overdue, or the job that you didn't get, or even the parking space that somebody else pulled in front of you, none of that stuff even matters anymore, because you just took a moment to take a breath and to be still. Meister Eckhart says that, I love this one, nothing in all creation is so like God as stillness. You want to express your God nature, you find it in that place of stillness. You see, God is not becoming God. God is already God. God is, and God knows. And then through the steeping moment, we become understanding. We begin to get that understanding that we too are becoming more related to that thing of life, that we are God, that we are of it, and it is of us. And when that relationship becomes solid, that's when your demonstrations start to take place. That's when people start saying, man, your life is just, how'd you get to be that way? You didn't. You didn't get to be that way. You already are that way. You already are that way. We just forgot. But in the stillness, we get to remember. When you're sipping your cup of tea, you get to remember. When you're watching the candle with soft eyes, you get to remember. When you look into a child's eyes and do something that breaks their tears and warms their heart, you remember. That's the great payoff of being in this place. See, so everything I'm talking about, you got this. You already have it. You already have it. You already have the power to still your mind. And when you still your mind, because there are no, we were in the office a minute ago, talked about heart math. And last week I talked about the heart cells, the gray matter cells in the heart. The heart is a thinking organ, right? And then this week, Coco was talking about heart math and the power of the gray matter in your heart, you know. And we when we still our own minds, when we still our own hearts, the vibrational energy out from us relates to the vibrational energy within you, and they become entrained. And that becomes a soothing activity for all of us, you know. We become to, and also when we still the mind, it's like that Tao Te Ching. Can you be still while the mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving until right action arises by itself? And when you think about that koan that they have there, when you think about that verse from the Tao Te Ching, sitting while the mud settles and the water's clear. If you look into clear water, you see your own reflection back in that water. Can you be that still that when someone else sees you, they see their reflection within you, right? Because we allow others to see ourselves. And then the next best step, we go into that fierce step of acceptance. And boy, do we ever need it. When we're looking at a culture, not just our own, but it seems to be like worldwide. There's this division where I can't talk to them about this and I can't talk to them about that. Well, when we can reflect each other, it becomes easier to do that. But when you're unsure of how to do it, that's when we get to choose stillness. That's when we get to receive this constructive guidance of what is next to come. This next quote I really love. It says, back of the conflict of ideas, back of the din of external life and action, back in the innermost recesses of uplifted thought and silent contemplation, there is a voice ever proclaiming, "This is my beloved." Behind everything you're doing, everything you're being, and all that you're going on about, always waiting in silence, waiting in your stillness to whisper to you is this voice that says, "This is my beloved." The "this" is you. You are the divine's beloved. It's waiting for its recognition. And so when you can pour yourself a moment of stillness, a nice cup of Earl Grey, hot, you can be like Dr. Holmes when he says this. I love this. He says, "Sweet song of the silence, forever singing in my heart. Words cannot express, the tongue cannot tell. Only the heart knows the songs which were never sung, the music which was never written. I have heard that great harmony and felt that great presence. I have listened to the silence, and in the deep places of life I have stood naked and receptive to thy songs, and they have entered my soul. I am lost in the mighty depths of thy inner calm and peace." Let's get lost. What a sweet place to get lost. Anyone for a cup of tea? And so it is. Okay, let's do our affirmation together. Here it is. When I pause, allowing time for steeping in Spirit's wisdom, my perfect path is revealed to me. Let's take a moment of that pause and sit in that revealing prayer space. So I invite you to join in consciousness around an idea, a concept, a desire, a belief, a moment of gratitude, whatever it is. Allow it right now to become formed in your mind. See and understand and have a relationship with where you want to see your life going or how you want it to continue to be. Hold that idea. If you feel like speaking that idea into the room, you're welcome to. If it's a person you want to treat for, you're welcome to do that as well. Same thing online. You can put it into your chat if you want to. And then we're going to activate that thought right here and now with these words. Recognizing the divine presence that is always here and available to us because we choose to see through the veil of confusion, through the false separations, through the illusion that there is something other than us and you, between us and you. All that is dissolved in this moment as we recognize the power and presence is a part of and is what we are, all at the same time. We belong and we know we belong. In this moment, we know and we know that we know we know. So feeling fully convicted in this idea, feeling that the confidence of the law is nothing that I need to debate about. It simply is. And it is showing up as divine right action. It's showing up as peace and harmony. It's showing up in healing and revealing. It's showing up in relief for those that are right now digging through rubble and hurting over the loss of their loved ones. It's showing up for folks that are going to bed hungry, waking up that same way. It's showing up for leaders in our nation and around the world that are wondering, what is mine to do? By the word we speak here and now, they know exactly what is theirs to do, to be a reflection of love in the world. So we bring this prayer into consciousness, and we recognize the power of collective thought to deliver this as a reality in the lives of all those that have been affected by the conditions of which I speak. I know there is power in this movement. There is power in this directed thought. There is power in this community of mental consciousness that is sitting in a unified idea that love always prevails. Feeling grateful for this truth and recognizing that the law just says, yes, yes, beloved, here, bring it to me. I shall make it happen. And you go out and do the work. We recognize this and we do the work when we say, and so it is. So we have done some pretty decent work around supporting our center. Even with that, unfortunately, there's still a little bit of red in our numbers. We've had a great couple of weeks, and it looks like we're on target to end the year pretty decently. It's amazing. It's the complete demonstration of what happens when a consciousness of abundance is a part of our belief system. And knowing that it is, I'm going to continue to affirm that abundance right here and now, being supported through these various ways you see on the screen for those that are watching online. Or if you think about it later, you want to, maybe you're going around shopping or something, you say, hey, I got my phone in my hand, why don't I text a little change? Why don't I up-level my change and text it to the center? You can do that with that number right here. You can always call the office and we can gladly take any kind of donation as that way. And then we're going to do this affirmation of abundance. It's coming up on the screen next. And I want to point out here, it says all for CSL Simi Valley now. You are CSL Simi Valley. So it's not just this building, this place, and the lights and all that kind of stuff, but it's also your individual life. When you're making this pledge, it's for your individual life because you are CSL Simi Valley. Let's do this together right here and now. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSL Simi Valley now. Divine love is victorious. And here are your announcements for this week. And as the basket is passed, if you are a conscious giver, please bless the basket. Okay.
Some people may be thinking they're seeing bills in here, but what this is it's a lot of tea bags. And I bless every one of these little tea bags as we steep them in the consciousness of abundance, and so it is.
There are people who have let the problems of today lead them to conclude that for them life is not the way. But every problem has its answer, and if yours you cannot find, well, you should talk it over to him. He'll give you peace of mind. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Many of us feel we live alone without a friend, never communicating with the one who lives within, forgetting all about the one that never, never, never let you down. And you can talk to him anytime, he's always around. When you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. Na 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 na. Well, he's the only true psychiatrist who's known throughout the world for solving the problems of all men or women, little boys and girls. If you feel your life's too hard, just go have a talk with God. If your load's too much to bear, talk to God, you know He can. If your load's too much to bear, talk to God, you know He can. You just gotta talk. You gotta talk to God. Get a talk. You know He's gonna listen. You know He's gonna listen, 'cause He's got an ear to lend. He's your best friend. I talk to God. Talk. Ooh, I just talk to God. Thank you.
Thank you, Coco.
Thank you, Coco. Beautiful. Got a little Stevie action going on there. Yeah.
Had to have the clavinet.
That's love, right? I know. That's so sweet. Thanks to the Soul Purpose Band and the L's. Beautiful music today. Our stage manager and team leader today, Ron Young. Thank you so much. Becky and Linda, thank you for ushering. Greg, did I see you jump in today? Were you helping out? Oh, okay. You were just coming back. I thought you just happened to come back in when they came in with the baskets. I thought maybe you were helping out too. But hey, thanks for being here anyway. Yeah, we like him. Karen is back in the back. If you're new, she's got the visitor packets and is happy to give you a tour and introduce you to folks around here. Let's see what else they got. Is Terry pushing the buttons today?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Gregory's back there supervising. Dee is on the slides. Great job with the slides today. And then John will be available for you for prayer after service. Will be under the exit sign. And I think I got everybody in. And if I didn't, don't blame my heart. Just blame my mouth, because I really do thank you for being here. Dr. Susan, do you have some chillins today? Not today. I really am looking forward to all of you guys. Here's what you do.
Go have children?
Just grab some kids. Just grab them. Come on. No, seriously though, if you've got nieces, nephews, grandchildren, give the parent a break. So I'm going to give you a break today. And it's great for you because you get a break too, because Dr. Susan will take care of them. You know, and then you just buy them donuts and take them home, and they think you're great. You're the Disneyland uncle or auntie. It's all wonderful. All right. Thank you so much for all the service you do for Cosmic Kids, because I know it's your heart. It is your heart. Okay. Again, the B. Thompson nomination forms are in the bookstore, whatever. Oh, that's it. We need a name for the lending library. Yeah, I know, but maybe, you guys are creative. You're culture creatives. Come up with something fun that we can call it that I can forget each week and you can remind me, because it's always fun. Yeah. What's that? Freedom to read. That's a mouthful. We'll keep working at it. Let's all stand right now, do our closing benediction, and then we will sing our way into freedom to read. Here we go. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Cherie!
I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only in for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only in for God. I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Wednesday night, caroling. There may be an ugly Christmas sweater contest. So come on out for the caroling. If you're on Zoom, we're going to have it on Zoom as well. We'll mute the Zoom people, but everybody here can sing, and John, Darlene are leading that. So please come out for Wednesday night Christmas caroling. See you then.